Let's welcome Jon Rahm, captain of Legion 13, and Bryson DeChambeau, captain of Cush's GC. Welcome, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
John, Bryson, you're both making your debuts in Hong Kong this week. Can you just share some of your initial thoughts on Hong Kong and the Hong Kong Golf Club? Let's start with John.
Yeah, it's not a city I knew really anything about. I had to ask some people that have had some experiences and spent some time here. A friend of mine worked here for quite a bit, so all I can say is that anybody I asked to, the feedback was overwhelmingly positive about the city. How fun it is, how much closer to the Western world it is, and how good the food and the atmosphere is. And so far it's been true. It's been nothing but great. People have been fantastic, and the experience is great. And the golf course backs that up. I love coming to places I haven't been before and seeing a golf course that has been here for quite a while. I mean, this golf club it's a few years old already, and to get to see a traditional golf course in this good a shape is fantastic. So cannot wait to get started because this week is shaping up to be a really fun one.
Awesome. Same question to you, Bryson.
Yeah, I mean, the same sort of thing. Initially, I've never been here and heard a lot of great things about it, but didn't know what to expect. And when I got here, pretty impressed with the just quality of everything. You get told so many things over in the States of how great it is, and Hong Kong's a great place too. It's very clean, culture's amazing, food is amazing, and people are amazing. So a lot of positive sentiment in that direction. The golf course, played pretty much just 9 holes now, and it's a really good test of golf. I grew up sort of on a country club or a golf club like this. It's pretty tight, and you have to sort of shape your ball and hit your irons really well. So reminds me of home, which is kind of nice, and the golf course side of things, and it's excited to be here.
Bryson, Cushers are really coming in with dominant form. Just coming off your win last week in Jeddah. Can you just highlight anything in particular that's contributed to your team's success this year, and what's your game plan going into Hong Kong?
Well, I think it was built off of last year's resolve. We were focused on winning the team championship. We worked hard. Every one of us wanted to win that team championship as well as win individually. We always want to do every week, and that was the cool thing. Like last night, we were sitting around the table, and we all said the coolest part about this is, we've won numerous team championship and numerous team events, but we all want to win the individual title as well. I think that's what makes us so good in a lot of situations is that we're all gunning for that individual position, because if we all individually do well, especially with 4 scores count on the last day, and it counting for pretty much 40%, more than 40% of the total week, it's tough to beat when you got all 4 guys in it. So we're just continuing form from last week.
Awesome. John, Legion 13, new team on the block this year, off to a solid start this season. Currently 3rd in the standings, and you're also 3rd individually. What strengths do you see in your team this week that might give you a bit of an advantage?
Well, I think if there's a way to categorize my team golf-wise, it would be a team of 4 solid ball strikers. And a golf course that's narrow, that's obviously going to prevail. Greens are in really good shape, so in theory, making putts shouldn't be an issue. I think it should suit our strengths in that regard. But I think that can be applied to any golf course really in the planet when you're good tee to green. Mm-hmm. Like I said many times, we're a young team. We have 2 extremely experienced players and 2 that they're still learning. And without having anywhere near our best in the last 2 weekends, we've managed to stay close to the top, to the podium, and finish no worse than 5th so far. So that is what I keep telling them should be the most positive out of all. Not only that we won our first event, but the fact that when we're not playing at our level, we're still in contention. So it's only a matter of time till every single one of us start firing all cylinders like they did on Sunday. So I'm just waiting for the day for that to happen. I can't wait to see Caleb and Kieran to show everybody what they're really truly capable of.
Awesome. Kick it over to Mike.
Bryson, when was the last time you played a 6,700-yard course?
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, I guess you could say that. But realistically, like in competition, I probably never. I mean, Harbor Town's longer than that, I think, right?
Yeah.
So no, I haven't in tournament competition. It's definitely a unique test. There's a lot of shot shaping you got to have out here, and your iron player has to be on point. What's funny is like I can use a driver a couple times out here actually. Number 9, 3, 1 if it's into the wind. There's a few places where I can actually use it, surprisingly.
And John, kind of the same question. How does a shorter course impact strategy?
I was going to ask if Valderrama's longer or shorter, but
Yeah, I have to check.
I think it's just a little longer, I think.
par 3s I think are longer.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time I went to a golf course. I never looked at the total distance, to be honest. I have no clue, none whatsoever. The thing is, it plays longer than this just because on a lot of tee shots you're simply not allowed to be hitting drivers, right? So you're playing it to a spot, right? So it plays a little bit longer. You have the option of hitting driver if you want, but you're gonna have to be extremely accurate.
Yeah.
But I'm in the belief that as a player you have to adjust to the golf course and adjust to the conditions and shoot low, right? And whoever does the best, obviously does that the best, is going to succeed. If anything, this type of golf is some of my favorite. If you go to Spain, you're going to find very few golf courses that are wide and open, especially where I grew up. Tree line is everything I saw up until I was about 17. So, and northern Spain with the hills, the humidity, being close to the water, it's a lot warmer than it usually is this time of year. But not seeing the sun and walking up and down hills between trees is pretty much about as close to home as you can get. So there's a familiar feel to it.
And I wanted to ask you both. You both have played with Waco this year. What do you see right now from his game? Bryson, can you notice a difference in what you saw previous years?
Yeah, I mean, he's more repeatable and he's not making mistakes. He's not making dumb mistakes. I mean, that is as simple as it can be. He's in a great place, and I'm very happy for him, and all the accolades that's come with that has been great, and I hope that more continues to come because he deserves every bit of it, and he's one of the best players in the world.
John?
Yeah, I agree with what he said. He's obviously playing fantastic golf. His confidence is extremely high, and he's playing like it. I couldn't tell you what he did last year because I didn't get to play with him, but he's just doing what we all need to do, which is basically hit it on play where we want to more often and make the putts. I mean,
Right.
it's
pretty simple, actually.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I mean, if anything, what I would notice that it seems that when he wants to, he's got a couple extra miles on the swing whenever he needs to.
And shot shaping too. He can hit it right to left and left to right and be comfortable with both of those, and that's crucial too.
Yeah, boiling down to good driving, good iron, good wedging, good putting. Yeah,
And you're one of the best in the world.
John, one last question. What did you say to Phil to have him help Caleb? What's his going rate for?
No, so I as a captain, I'm truly still settled in this position, right? But Phil played with Caleb one day last week. He had a hard day, and I asked him, like, hey, anything you saw out there that I could help with? And he's like, yeah, bunker shot on 11. He's like, have Caleb talk to me, and I can help him out. And I was like, well, I wanted to help, but if he wants to help, I think he's a pretty good teacher. So I told Caleb that, and Caleb approached him because I think it needs to come from him. I think he shows a lot, and that's when they agreed to do this. I'm glad we had media at this time and I could be there, just because all of us, we all make the mistake of telling people what we feel we're doing, and a lot of times that doesn't translate what we're actually doing. And I've spent a lot of time with Phil, and a lot of times I know what he means when he's saying certain things, so I can explain it to Caleb a little bit differently. The best example I can even say myself, if I gave you a driving lesson, I would tell you, oh, I feel like I'm releasing the club. And if you see my swing, there's no releasing whatsoever going on through impact. So that's a lesson to everybody out there. But we feel like we're doing, and what we're doing a lot of times can be different things.
Yep.
So you need to really have a base knowledge of what's happening to be able to filter a lot of those things out. But again, a lot of what Phil says, obviously 95% of it is pure gold. It's just the little things that we don't realize we're doing that you got to explain.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
Gents, Josh Ball from the South China Morning Post. I guess everybody's going to want to ask this question. So the letter that went out yesterday from Greg and the response that's been out there from some of the other players in the US, just your thoughts, really.
I haven't talked to anybody about this or
me
seen
neither,
any
really.
responses, but I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know they were still trying to get world ranking points. But the one thing I can say is I'm gonna go back to what I said 2 years ago in the DP World Tour Championship. I didn't think it was a good system back then, and if anything, the more time that goes on, the more it proves to be wrong. If anybody in this world, for example, doesn't think Joaco deserves to be in the top 10 or doesn't know that he's a top player in the world, I don't know what game you're watching, right? So we can tell. I think anybody who watches golf can tell who the best players in the world are. And obviously, I don't think the ranking is reflective of that right now to its entirety.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can think about it. Certainly from certain people's perspectives, we came over here and we don't deserve to have ranking points for whatever their reasons are. Is it right? I don't know. I just think what's right is in the best interest of the game, and we should focus on having the best players at the majors and continue to have that around the game of golf is only important to grow the game of golf and to make the game of golf continue to be as relevant as it is now and even more in the future. So what I think about it is we need to find a collective way, all the governing bodies, everybody, come together, sit down, and figure this out. Because we need to do this for the fans.
Do you think it's almost up to the players at this point to force the issue, seeing as nothing else seems to have worked at the moment?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, I think...
Which players?
Well, I mean, you guys this side, some of the guys on the PGA Tour, they were talking overnight saying that they didn't think that it was fit for purpose anymore. So I didn't know whether you might bring more pressure to bear, whether that's something you would think about.
Yeah, but they should have done it a long time ago. If they wanted to make the system right, it should have been done a year and a half ago when, we acquired the MENA Tour and we had that exemption category, or not exemption, but we had that category for them to get world ranking points, and we became a part of that tour and pretty much came into alignment there with being able to acquire OWGR points, and they didn't allow us to have that. We've tried to fulfill every category, and even going to 72 holes too. The MENA Tour is already getting points, OWGR points from the MENA Tour, and they're 54 holes. So anybody's conversation on that can go right out the window. And the cut thing. I mean, there's numerous things that they brought up, and it's like we can solve for all that. Just tell us what to do, and nothing's gone on. So anyway, it is what it is, and at this point, we just need to figure out how to get all the governing bodies come together and figure out what the best system is for the game of professional golf moving forward.
Sorry, what was the question again? I forgot.
It's all right. What I was wondering, John, was whether it was a case of you saying...
Oh, the players.
Yes.
God, I haven't given it that much thought, to be honest, but our job shouldn't be to make the rules or impose the rules or force the rules. We're here to entertain and to shoot a low score and hopefully give you and the spectators what they want to watch.
That's right.
It's the governing body's job to be doing this and be adaptable to the changing environment. That's I think, the best way I can explain it.
Okay. It's well said.
Thank you.
Daniel Hicks from AFP. Just following up on that, I mean, are you encouraged by the fact that the majors seem to be like the Masters, PGA have invited Waco and given him place, that they seem to be recognising good golf no matter where it's played and want to get the best players playing in those tournaments? Are you encouraged by that? And do you think that's a way forward? So we get everyone, all the best players playing in the majors at least.
I mean, isn't that what we all want to see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's very encouraging. I was very happy to see Joaco get invites. To be fair, he's shown the interest of wanting to qualify in many different ways and it's play the way you're supposed to be played, right? So I think it's only right that he gets the invite. But if that's where you're going to go, I think there's one player that played fantastic all last season that's been a little bit left out. And not saying that they all have to, but I think Taylor Good should be under consideration to possibly get an invite into those majors as well. I mean, he was the best player out here last year. And if that doesn't show good golf and being worthy of being in majors, I don't know what does. So, while we don't have a clear path to majors through LIV yet, I think they should be taking everybody under consideration.
Bryson?
I agree with everything you said. I don't know what else to say. I mean, yeah, there just needs to be a clear path through LIV at some capacity. And I understand the sentiment. I respect the sentiment that everybody has on the other side of the coin. What I can say, though, is that if we put everything aside, all the bantering back and forth, the most important thing is the fans and engaging the fans in a way that only helps enhance the experience amongst the game of golf around the world and even in the States. And whatever that answer is, we need to come to pretty quickly because we don't want to continue to go down the path that we are currently.
Do you think this could be a kind of watershed moment? Because with players having to, playing great golf, having to rely on, if you like, handouts from majors to get places in the majors are recognizing that the rankings are not right.
I think it's a beginning of a positive thing.
Yeah.
Right, they're now giving one player a chance. Before you know it, there'll be a solution to all this, right? I think it's just opening the door slightly to a larger conversation.
Think about our points list, and you just invite a certain amount on our points list based on how we finished the year before. That's what they do in the Tour Championship, right?
Sure.
Very simple.
Thanks, guys.
Go ahead, Joy.
Hi, Bryson. My first question is to you. I mean, fantastic performance last week in Jeddah. Probably, in my humble opinion, it was probably the best advertisement for what LIV Golf has tried to do over the years in terms of team championship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could not speak to you after the round. You had to rush to the airport. But can you just go back to the Sunday and tell us what it meant and how impressive that round was?
Yeah, I mean, look, coming back from, I think it was 11 back and shooting 20 under at that golf course, I couldn't be more proud of the team. I mean, that's what we've been working towards all along is each individual playing the best we possibly can and making the team aspect elevated where it means a lot more. And I think LIV is working on a solution for that moving forward in the future. But currently, what we did last week was a pretty cool showcase of what teams can do and what they can mean and what it can mean for individuals and the team and the caddy and people a part of a franchise. And I think that's what we want to continue to keep showing over the course of time is what value we can bring to the world of golf, whether it's through sponsors, whether it's through entertainment, whether it's through whatever it is. That's the goal we're trying to accomplish, is showcase that elite level play amongst 4 special individuals.
Can I ask you if you guys do have a players huddle before the round? And did you speak to your guys? You know what?
It's funny. I let my guys do their thing. We give fist bumps and say, let's go play well. Let's go do it. Let's play the best we possibly can. We prepare before the week. We don't really do it during the week. Maybe the Monday or Tuesday, we start talking about things and what to do. And like I'm out there playing with Charles right now, and we kind of prep and we help each other out. But besides that, we just focus on playing the best golf we individually possibly can. And that was one of the best things that I learned in college from Josh Gregory was you just got to go play individually and play the best you possibly can, and you'll aid for the team in college. So college really helped me out and being able to be a captain for these guys.
And John, if I can ask you, what Phil did over here, I'm sure if you had asked Bryson to give a driving lesson to young Caleb, he would have done the same. What does this say about LIV Golf that you have this kind of a camaraderie?
To be fair to Phil, he's been willing to help anybody way before LIV Golf. So
he's good.
Anybody that's gone up to him and asked for a lesson, for the most part, he's given it to him. So I want to give credit to him in that sense. I've never seen him turn anybody down. If he has time, he'll do it. So, I don't know what else to say there. Plus, if anything, we're such close friends that I was trying to take advantage of that. It's time for it to pay a little bit more dividends in that sense for me. So,
that's awesome.
But yeah, I think when you're a good player like Phil and somebody's encouraged to learn from you, right? It's nice to be able to help somebody out.
Jon, Bryson, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck this week. Dustin, if we could just keep you for
No problem. Sorry. Traffic. That was a broke down.
Do you want to hop in the middle one?
Middle? Sure.
Let's welcome Dustin Johnson, captain of 4Aces GC. Dustin, you're returning to Hong Kong for the first time since 2015. Can you just share some of your initial thoughts on Hong Kong and the Hong Kong Golf Club?
Yeah, obviously it was a while ago the last time I've been here. Excited to be back. It's a great city. I like this golf course. Last time we were here, wasn't in the best of the shape. Right now it's in fantastic condition, so I really enjoy it more. And I think I didn't really like it that much the first time I was here, but now that the player I am, I like it a lot more and appreciate it. I think I went out and played 18 holes yesterday, so I think like I said, the golf course is in great condition. I like the course. I think it sets up well for me, and yeah, I think it's a really good test of golf.
With your recent win at LIV Golf Las Vegas, you're currently second in the individual standings heading into this week. Do you make any changes to your game coming into a course like this that's maybe a bit different to what you're normally used to day to day out?
No, I won't change anything. Obviously, it's just trying to get more familiar with the course. But I feel like the game's in really good form. Last week, I played way better than what my score was and where I finished. I was really happy with the way I played. I had a tough time on the greens. I think a lot of the guys struggled. It's just they were really difficult to read. I like these greens. They fit my eye. I feel like I'm rolling it really well. So, I'm excited for the week. I feel like the game's in really good form. And yeah, even last week, the result wasn't good, but I felt like I played way better than what my result was.
Cool. Just a few questions from our local media. We also have Frank here to translate if anyone needs it.
Yes, this is Kenneth from Now TV. Dustin, Bryson just shared that what hole that he will use the driver, and for you in a very short course like this, do you have any idea which hole that you will use your driver?
I played them all yesterday, all the holes yesterday. Kind of, it kind of all depends on the wind, but I hit quite a few drivers. I think it's a golf course where you hit kind of all your clubs in your bag. So. And there's a lot of different ways to play every hole. So, if you want to hit a lot of drivers, you can, or you can lay back. It kind of just depends. And like I said, just depending on the wind, really. But yeah, I hit quite a few drivers yesterday. So exactly what holes, I'm not entirely sure of every hole that I hit it on, but I probably hit maybe six or seven.
That will be great because I think the Hong Kong golfers will want to see you in live and see you how to drive the ball like more than 300 yards.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's quite like one. Definitely a driver on one. I don't know. I don't know all the holes, but I probably hit 6 of them at least.
Yeah,
par fives.
Yeah, that's will be good. Yeah, thanks,
yes,
Dustin.
No problem.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, DJ, I just wanted to ask you about Waco. You played with him when he shot 59. What are you seeing from him this year in this recent hot stretch that maybe you didn't see last year?
I've played a lot of golf with Waco, even when we were on tour, and yeah, he's a really good player. It's not it's no surprise. He's been a really good player. Obviously he's won two of the 3 tournaments. I won the one in the middle, but yeah, he's just playing good. Even when he shot the 59, it wasn't a 59 of where he holed a bunch of 25, 30 footers. He hit it close, on pretty much every hole. It's ball striking. So, he's been he drives it well. He hits, very good iron player, good short game. So, he's just an all-around really good player. And, yeah, he's playing well right now.
Are you seeing additional length from him? Did you see that at all?
No, I think he hits it. I don't know, from what I remember, he hits about the same as he always has. He's just, you know, like any good player, whenever they get it, you know, golf is all about a game of misses. So when you can control the misses and get away with them, then, you know, we're going to play very well. And, you know, that's what he's doing right now is he's got a lot of control of the golf ball.
All right, thanks.
Any more questions? All right, Dustin, thank you very much. Good luck this week. Cheers.